Read your fortune. Did you get the fortune out? Oh, I thought you ate the paper. Oh, okay.
How about another fortune? Secondfortune.com. Lucky numbers.
What's the backside say?
Just keep putting in the work, Brandon. It will come in time. Did you fucking do this?
No, really, what's it say?
Be a good Samaritan without expecting anything in return.
There you go. Grayson, roll the intro music.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up. Look.
Critically Unacclaimed Podcast. I'm Tyler here with Braden, our producer Grayson. What is up?
Yo.
Grayson, are we gonna just do this in one take? Is it not gonna fuck up this time?
We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shout out Xavy Rusan on this one because I did the last time, but that is a jam.
Dude, it fucking hits.
It is.
What episode are we at?
Oh, I don't even remember what episode is this. 33?
32.
32. That is a Marcus Allen for the Kansas City Chiefs, number 32.
It's 8 straight months.
Like 8 straight months.
8 straight months.
Wow. There we go. Well, so crazy week for me. My truck died on me I was going to dinner and it just died. It just like lost all power and died on me right in the road.
Where were you going?
I was going to Texas Roadhouse. Still went to Texas Roadhouse. Got a ride back. Rode with my friend over there who I was going to eat with, and then
was the truck still broken down on the side of the road?
No, I had it towed. I had to tow it, and but here's the thing: I get a call from I towed it to a mechanic shop, and they were like, "Hey, we went out there and it started right up." And I was like, what the fuck? And so, they said they couldn't find nothing wrong with it. Well, so I'm continuing driving it. Well, now I figured out what it is because it kept doing it. And it died on me when I was fishing the other day. It was last night, actually. And a great day fishing, by the way. Caught 2 really nice smallmouth and a really nice trout. And
Tyler, this is critically unacclaimed, man. What steak did you get at Texas Roadhouse?
Oh, hold on. Let me finish it up. So, after getting there that day, they told me that there was nothing wrong with it, and then it died on me in the park. And then I was messing around with it, and I checked in the ground and on the battery cables, everything was good. And I wiggled the ground cable on the battery, and everything kicked on. All my lights, power, everything started working again. And so I have a loose ground somewhere in there is what's causing the issue. So I know what it is. I started a new job. There's mechanics who work at my new job. I'm going to try to get in with those guys and see if they'll help me fix it.
So when you took it to the mechanic, no, you sucked me in. See, I had questions about your story.
Okay.
What steak did you get at Texas Roadhouse?
So I got the 8-ounce sirloin with the barbecue chicken, which the barbecue chicken is fire. And then I got the mixed veggies and the loaded mashed potatoes.
Oh,
and then I also got a house salad, which I love their house salads. And then you can't beat those rolls.
No, it's the butter.
And
isn't it like a honey cinnamon butter?
I've ate a lot of steak. Yes, it's a honey cinnamon. It's so fucking good. And I've ate a lot of steaks out, and I go to Logan's a lot. I don't really go to Texas Roadhouse a whole lot, but I'll tell you what. I'll be back because that steak was better than I've been going to FD Grill House a lot, which is right next door to it here in Springfield. Yeah. And it's awesome. I love their calamari and stuff, but their steaks weren't that good.
The FD, when it first opened up, their full rack of ribs dinner was $11.99.
Yeah, now it's $30.
Yeah, no, it's $30, but it was $11.99. I went and ate there 4 or 5 times, and they weren't even that great of ribs. Right. But you can't go anywhere and get a full rack for $12.
Their calamari at FD's makes it for me. I'll go there, and their fried catfish is really good too. So if you ever go there, check out their fish options.
Okay. All right, now if you want to talk about your truck, you can talk. Did they charge you
$60? But they did remove something that was plugged into the ODB2 sensor. I'll be honest. I plugged it in because it was sitting there dangling on the day that I bought it. And it hadn't caused any issue. Right. It was just sitting there. I was like, oh, this needs to be plugged in. It said something. I thought it was for the radio. and to read like the tire pressure and stuff, but that ain't it. Like, I don't know. So like they were saying that was causing a short in the high speed, and I was like, okay, maybe it is, but I know what caused it. I know why the ground cable's loose. Is I've been fishing down at my little family has this riverland down there in Dallas County. And I've been going down there, and it is some rough terrain, man. Like, these gravel roads it's like you're going uphill a lot of times. It's bumpy as shit, and it's just like, I also did a couple back roads, when I'm out there, I always have to go to, like, the little gas station, take a back road, smoke some weed, drink a little mixed drink on the gravel road just for old time's sake, and those roads are pretty rough. So like the last 3 or 4 weekends, like I've just been like hammering the vehicle, like with the gravel roads and the back roads. Especially
out in the Riverlands.
Dude, the river, like going down you literally drive down a bluff, and it's just like you have to hammer it up the bluff, and it's like it's just like bumping the whole time. So it's just like you should cut those sound effects. We might use those later.
Right. Feeling like whistling diesel out there.
Right.
Was it medium rare?
That's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I'm not even that hungry. I don't know why. I'm really enthralled by this.
I know we just had Chinese food.
Here's
shout out China King.
Honestly, is there another, like, I'm just sitting here thinking about like going to places and like you're like, hey, what's wrong with insert random thing here, and they're like, I don't know, that'll be $60.
Okay. Yes.
Like, I'm thinking like, it's like there should be a rule that if you go and you're like, hey, can you do like, oh, we did a diagnostic, but it started right up and we don't really know what's wrong with it, and it's like that'll be $60, but they didn't fucking do anything.
Yeah, but if they would have done something, it would have been $120. But then they didn't do anything, so he's like, just be $60. I got to charge you for the guy's time to look at it.
Right.
And I guess he looked at it for 2 hours. I don't know, but he got $30 an hour.
If you fix it within 72 hours of taking it to their shop and they tell you that they can't figure out what's wrong with it, you get that $60 back.
I feel
much
like
if you go online and you look at the symptoms that you have and you diagnose yourself and you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, yep, you were right, it's strep. It's like, there's no copay today. Like, that's right. Like, you're not paying a copay for that because you figured it out yourself. You just need them to give you the amoxicillin.
Check this. Whenever I worked at T-Mobile, they had this thing with their insurance. It was called the call-in doctor, and it didn't cost anything. All you did is call. They got a nurse practitioner or a doctor on the phone with you. You describe your symptoms, and they're like, yeah, that's the flu. Go get this flu medication. And I was like, that's the easiest fucking thing in the world, and that's the way that most doctor visits should fucking be. It should just be a free fucking thing, not like where they actually have to evaluate you and look at something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you can just be like, hey, I got the flu, I got a cold, I got fucking COVID. I don't know. Like they should know the symptoms. Like you should be able to just get that diagnosed over the phone. But they want that money from you. So,
but if a doctor misdiagnosed you and like something bad happens, like getting stranded on the side of the road, but like in the way, then they're
liable.
Oh,
they're
they're
liable for that. So like, why isn't the people that charged you to apparently take the time to look at your car? I could go look at your car right now for 20 minutes if you're going to give me $60. Like, I'll do it right now. I will not break eye contact. I may blink a few times.
And now you won't be able to tell me anything.
And I won't be able to tell you anything more than they did.
Neither did they. Yes, that's correct. You're absolutely correct.
You know what? Actually, I'll be like, I was talking to an old dude and you've been doing some back roading. I think you may have a loose cable.
Yeah, you actually know more at this point than what they did. It is kind of frustrating that they should have looked that all over. Like, I'm not a mechanic, and like, I guess it didn't. It's one of those things though. You take it to the mechanic.
You can't just look at the cable to know that it's bad. That's also
well. You also I didn't know. I'm not a mechanic, but you would think like, oh, you just lost all power. That must mean that the ground losing a ground somewhere.
They should expect that it's with the electric.
Like, I was able to diagnose that just in my first 20 minutes of looking at it. But it is that old saying, if you take it to the mechanic and then it's not making the noise, right?
Absolutely.
So it never caused a problem for him to see it, for him to identify the issue.
And with the ground being an issue, I'm sure they've had the exact same make and model roll up to their shop with the ground cable held on by 2 threads. And
You would hope.
just fine.
You would hope. And oh yeah, like
they've seen
just
something-
like, oh yeah, no, that looks like it's working. It's on
Right.
there.
They've seen something in worse shape that works just fine, and yours looks like there's no issue whatsoever.
But I know that's what it is. Maybe it's a battery or something. Maybe the battery's bad or something. I don't know. But I don't know. But I know that that's somewhere in the issue.
It'd be weird
So-
that the battery would lose complete power like that. You could
Well,
just get it because like if it was low power, it would like have issues.
Well, what happens if it loses ground and it comes completely disconnected? It will lose power just right away. It'll lose all energy. So like that's when it'll just die. And like the only other time I've ever had a truck just die on me with no power, because I couldn't even roll the window down to tell people to go around me. It was terrible, dude. Getting stuck on the road like that, it fucking sucked.
That does suck.
Luckily, shout out this guy. It was White Plumbing, I believe. It was his name. His name's something White, and he did White Plumbing, and he just seen something happen. He told me he seen smoke come out from under it, so I thought it was a timing chain. Because when I was 18, I was like 18 or 19. I was 18. I just turned 18. I was senior in high school. Okay, story time, Tyler time. Anyway, I was just dropped Matt off. I had an 87 GMC pickup. I just dropped the Destroyer off at his house, and I was headed home. It was like a Friday night, and I was crunk. I'd been like I was fucked up like in a lot of different ways, and shouldn't have been driving probably, like. And I don't know, probably should not have been driving, probably. But I was on a gravel road. And I took gravel roads the whole way. I was only going like 5 or 10 miles an hour. I did it all the time. It was fine. Like it's just something when you come from a small town, that's just cruising on back roads, being fucked up. I'm not the only one who's ever done it.
You don't have to.
Yeah,
we're not judging here.
Hey, I feel
Critically Unacclaimers don't judge.
Maybe it's me in my old age, but I judge myself for the stupid shit that I did when I was a kid. It's like, God damn, why did I do that? But I did that shit. And like, I'm grown up now, and
This
it's
is a safe space.
Yeah. So, but anyway, just driving down the road, 87 pickup. It's kind of raining out. It's like 3:00 in the morning, and the truck just shuts off. It just goes boom, and I hear a big pop, and then it shuts off. This time I didn't hear a pop. So I was like, I hope it's not a timing chain, So that's what I was afraid of, is a timing chain. But then it's like you basically got to rebuild the motor at that point.
Right.
So, or get a new one. So it's just like, well, fuck, that fucking sucks. But it's just a ground cable. So I hope it don't fuck anything up like in the meantime while it's being out, because it does some funky shit sometimes when you're driving it. But I gotta get it looked at and gotta get it dialed in.
I do think more doctors are doing the virtual visits like that. They cost money still, but I already said you could just call a doctor.
It's included with the insurance package, that mobile. It's called like phone MD or something like that.
Especially if the prescription is like non-narcotic or scheduled, like flu medicine.
No, it's like flu. It's like that's what it's for. It's like cold medicine or flu medicine.
Amoxicillin, penicillin.
They have that new thing now that's like a 7-day. You take this medicine
Z-Pack.
for Z-Pack, and that's supposed to knock out like any flu or anything like that. That's what they prescribed me, and it worked too. I was back up 100% in just a day or two. So just from taking it, I don't even think I finished the whole thing. Like I felt great, but yeah. So like I know like the.
Did they
Better Health does the psychic stuff or psychic?
Did you?
What the fuck?
Counseling.
The counseling, yeah, psychiatry, psychic.
You get a free psychic through this health insurance.
Tarot card readings with the insurance. Like
We can't give you any Band-Aids, but here's a couple crystals to rub on it.
All of this story has went way off of the central point of what he was starting to talk about. How many people went to Texas Roadhouse with you?
Oh, just me and my friend Melissa. Shout out Melissa.
Okay, so there were 2 of you, right?
Yeah.
They brought you 3 rolls, didn't they?
4.
Did they really?
Yeah.
They don't normally. Normally
No,
it's normally it's no. It's an
One lesson?
Yes. The math doesn't work out. If there's 4 of you,
It's always
like
one
there
less.
might be 6, there might be 7. Everybody's like, how the fuck we doing this? And it's like, why don't you just bring us 2 of each for each, or 1? It doesn't matter.
Right.
Me and Melissa go out to eat a lot, and like we do this all the time. But we'll order like a couple appetizers, and then when their food gets there, like we're just like so full. Like she's the worst at it. Like she'll just get like, she'll be so hungry for her steak and then won't eat but like 3 bites of it and be completely full, because we got like wings and potato skins and like this like sampler, the sampler thing. But
How are the tater skins there?
Okay, the key thing was the rattlesnake bites or whatever they are. They're just cheese and jalapenos,
Okay.
and they're like deep fried in like a little little
yeah.
ball.
We call those poppers where I'm from.
It's not like a jalapeno. It's like jalapenos like chopped up
Oh, okay. It's like minced jalapeno in cheese.
in cheese, and it's like a cheese, like a mozzarella cheese ball, and you bite into it. It's like almost like a Monterey Jack ball, like cheese
that
ball.
sounds awesome.
They're pretty dope.
Deconstructed popper.
It's another person's. It's Texas Roadhouse's like mozzarella stick, basically.
Popper was trademarked.
That's what they're doing. But
What'd she get?
just a big steak.
She got big steak?
Yeah.
Bigger than your steak?
Yeah.
But she didn't get the chicken.
She didn't get no barbecue chicken.
Okay, that makes sense. I think
Definitely bad move because the barbecue chicken was pretty fire.
I'm going to tell you, I think the bad move was you getting mixed vegetables. That's weird.
Dude, it was. I wish I would have got the corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything. Really.
I like
I don't. Does anyone order the mixed vegetables? The second you said that, I was like, who does that?
I like the
dad
mixed
does.
vegetables. I do.
My dad does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
like dads do.
Well, the reason is they make you poop good, and like you eat a little, get a little
That's the
broccoli and little carrots in there, and you'll make sure you stay regular, Brandon.
Dude, when we went to the Brazilian steakhouse,
And I was eating the greens.
like, no joke though, like we ate so much meat.
Yeah, and
When was the last time?
I'm
When
like
was the
over
last
there
time you had
every-
a bowel movement after we went there, and why did it take 3 days?
No, that's where I the next morning, because if you noticed, I ate your portion of broccoli and my portion of broccoli.
I wasn't there.
So
for fucking broccoli.
everything was a-okay for me.
I
Like,
ate pineapple. Like, I don't know what that does to you.
probably fucking just made it burn when it came out. I don't know, but this like probably hear the critically acclaimed shit podcast.
Fiber has no nutritional value.
Fiber doesn't have a
It
nutritional
has
value.
zero,
Zero.
nutritional value.
Other
But
than
it helps you.
It helps you
It-
poo.
It helps.
It
Helps
has
keep you
benefits.
regular. Keeps your
So
your
you could
bowels
just
working.
you could just eat cardboard if you wanted to. It doesn't need to be broccoli.
It doesn't need to be broccoli. It could be anything that's fibrous.
That is
Their
fibers.
broccoli was not good. Like
I don't know. I
wish
didn't
I
have
would
any.
have. I wish I would have had the broccoli at Ray Rico was fire.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it was good. It was just because it was like a spaghetti and broccoli with like olive oil.
Those
on
mixed
it.
vegetables
Yeah.
had probably been steaming for about 4 days.
Maybe they're real bland. So it makes me think
So-
that they're on there for old people.
Right.
This week, me and Randy went and saw a movie at the Alamo, and we had the buffalo cauliflower. She's a vegetarian.
Oh, yeah.
right? So she's a vegetarian, and so sometimes I would just find myself just like, and we have a history of ordering way too much food. And when she was eating seafood before Seaspiracy, fucking ruined shrimp for me. But
I love shrimp.
I
Love
do
fish.
too. Like, she would eat seafood when we first met. I feel like I should have gotten a say because she didn't decide to go straight vegetarian until like two.
So she's not even eating like if I kill a deer, she don't eat that no more.
No, she will. No, the Seaspiracy.
Oh,
Like
so if
so
I caught
the- okay.
wild trout, she'd eat the wild trout.
Let me back up. So Randy is a vegetarian, but she is a vegetarian for environmental purposes. She is not meat is murder vegetarian. So what that means is like farm to table stuff she'll eat, like freshly hunted stuff she'll eat. Stuff from her family's like farm she'll eat. But
It's
like,
hard to access
nothing-
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So there's nothing like at restaurants that she'll eat. There's nothing at she'll go to the farmer's market and go to the local guy here in
Right.
Bolivar, and his by the way his meats are fucking fire. The farmer's market commercial, shout out to that guy. But so we'll do that. But like the thing she did eat, no matter what, was seafood. So like I ate shrimp 4 or 5 times a week, like
And loved it.
couple pasta sides, and then I take some like already cooked shrimp and just saute them in butter and garlic.
Yeah, it's
and
just
just like,
fire.
yeah, dude, it's great.
These little
It's great.
cherry tomatoes,
So then
little
this
heated up.
fucking movie, man, this fucking movie, Seaspiracy, comes out.
I've heard it's a fuck
And,
show.
oh my god, the second that those people are slaughtering the whales on the fucking, oh my god, she's like, yep, that's it. No more seafood. I'm like, god damn it. So anyways, long story short, we have a history. We do the same thing. We order too much food.
Yeah.
But the thing is now we have to order too much food that's
you don't-
vegetarian.
That you don't want to eat.
And so very rarely do I get anything that's like mine, So like this time when we went to Alamo, We got the buffalo cauliflower bites, which are good.
They're good.
They're very good. And then fries.
Josh the Republican got those when we went to Alamo.
They were good.
They look good.
They're good. We got a pizza.
Shout out Josh the Republican.
Shout out to Josh the Republican. We got a pizza. It was like a mushroom and onion pizza, and I know that sounds really basic, but their mushroom and onion pizza is like a special pizza. And it has like basil and pesto, and like it was really good too.
Good pizzas are great.
It was really good, and we split a cookie shake.
So
And the French press.
Oh,
Or no, it's not a French press anymore.
No, it's just coffee.
They just bring you carafe.
Yeah.
So we had the coffee.
But
I
it's
love
great.
coffee at
Yeah.
the movies. That's great too.
You
So-
got it whenever we went to go see a movie, and I had never been more envious of another human being.
It's so good.
Like, they brought it out, and the whole place started smelling like coffee.
Oh
I'm
my
like, man, I
god,
need
it
to
was
order
so
one of those.
good, Grayson. It was so good when we
and
got
it's
it
like
too.
it's like 2 or 3
It's not
cups in
bad.
one of those things.
Yes, but they'll just refill.
Is it refilled?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's bottomless.
Oh,
So
I
it's,
didn't realize it was
it's
bottomless.
fantastic. I could go to Alamo right now and get coffee.
I think
and
I got a
water.
French press.
I'd
one
like to
time.
go see the Green Knight, so we should totally
Dude.
go.
Oh, I'm totally down for that.
We should totally go see the Green
Hell
Knight.
yeah, that looks so dope.
It
It
was
does.
really-
It
it was
does.
really good.
It was between Green Knight and what we watched, and I realized that I've told this entire
I was
story
getting
and
ready to
didn't
ask
even
you,
see what movie we
because I
watched.
wanted to ask you another question, but you
Because
got
I
to tell
knew
us
if
what
I
you
told
see.
you what movie I watched, that you'd start asking me questions about what we ordered,
Yeah,
because that's the shit I just did to
yeah,
you.
yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna go fucking full ham on what we ate and everything and how
what's
that worked.
What movie did you see?
Oh, I got popcorn too with the absurd amount of butter. I get popcorn.
Oh, it's
You
disgusting.
got. Oh my god,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
disgusting.
disgusting.
It's like, it
if
basically-
by disgustingly delicious.
You could like grab it and like rot it up into like popcorn balls. It's
Wring
got
it out.
so much butter.
So
in
you
it.
write down what you want, and I think I showed Grayson what
Mm-hmm.
I wrote to that guy. It was like a paragraph, and it's just like
You know how most people have cereal, where the cereal floats in the milk? That's
that's
your
how I
popcorn
want
with
my
butter.
popcorn. I want to be able to eat my popcorn like cereal.
It is irksome.
It is really good, but this time I didn't go any crazy. I just wrote down popcorn with an absurd, grotesque amount of butter, and you know what? He did a really good job. He did a great job. It
What
was
movie did you go see?
absurd, and it was grotesque, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, tell us the movie.
Free Guy. I went and saw
nice.
Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. Good movie, very good movie. It was obvious. It was like a comedic Ready Player One.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. It was
And-
like more like a more funny
I mean,
version.
it's Ryan Reynolds.
I think you guys
Name
picked
a
the right
bad
one.
Ryan Reynolds movie.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Okay.
Fuck. There was one where he played.
The Wolverine.
Yeah, the Wolverine. Or no,
No,
that's
no.
Wolverine. That's X-Men
Okay.
Origins
X-Men.
Wolverine.
Okay,
right,
X-Men
right.
Origins. Oh, no, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Let's stop there for a second. Okay, so now let's name a bad movie where Ryan Reynolds. It was Ryan Reynolds' fault. Because like I would argue that the first scene with Ryan Reynolds with the swords and he's like,
I was getting
okay,
ready
we're
to say
good. There's dead people. They're all dead, or there's dead people in here. Like, and he like slices that bullet in half, and it hits those two guys. Like,
Super funny.
fucking great.
It was the best
I
part of
was
the whole
like,
movie.
and then he was gone, and I
Yeah.
was like, God damn it! And then he came back, and he didn't talk, and he was that gross thing.
that was the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Is when he cut the bullet in half with the sword.
Oh yeah, and he killed the two guys.
Yeah.
So like,
Blade-
even bad movies, like, and honestly, I want you guys to go back and watch Green Lantern and tell me that Ryan Reynolds was bad in Green
Well,
Lantern.
yeah.
The problem. I don't hate Green Lantern.
Blade 3 wasn't great, and also Ryan
I-
Reynolds' character was kind of lame. Like,
Oh, I love Blade 3, and I
I
thought his
don't
character was
love
awesome.
Blade 3, but I would argue that Ryan Reynolds is the best.
I
part
would
of
say, yeah,
Blade 3.
him and
like
Jessica
Jessica,
Biel.
but yeah, like I didn't like Jessica Biel's story arc at all.
I didn't
mean,
like
she
it.
was.
I liked her character. I didn't like her story arc. She has one of the best fight scenes though. Whenever they introduce her and she takes that thing and cuts that guy in half with it.
But
That is awesome.
But I think Ryan Reynolds was the best. Okay, so Blade 3.
He played Hannibal King in that movie, which is actually a Marvel superhero. He's part of this group called the Midnight Suns. I just want to throw that out there.
Okay,
But-
shout out to the Midnight Suns.
Shout out Midnight Suns.
So does Ryan Reynolds? So
he's a good actor. It's not his fault that he's in.
yeah, because I've seen other movies like Voices and The Nine.
There is-
He went real indie there for a while.
And there was some movies that he was serious that I
Yeah.
did not like him in as much.
the one where he's underground, where he's a contractor or something, and the
Oh,
terrorists
and
have buried him underground or something.
yeah, something.
Buried. I think the movie's
Yeah,
called
yeah.
Buried. That movie's not bad either. Like, it's not a movie that I...
Or like you're talking about him in the indie movies, Adventureland. Do you remember that one?
Adventureland, I thought...
I
liked it. No,
oh, no.
I
Okay.
love
It's
that
just you're talking
movie.
about
Actually,
indie
Adventureland's good. Fucking
I
Waiting.
love those
Waiting's a great one.
teen coming to age movies.
Right, they're really good.
I'm a '90s kid. I'm a sucker for those type of movies. Can't Hardly Wait. I know is one of Brandon's favorites. And like,
That's a great
I
movie.
forgot
It's so
that this
good.
movie came out, and now I'm seeing it all over, but it's to purchase, not to rent yet. But I forgot about the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Oh right, yeah. I
They
know what you're
came out
talking
with
about.
a
Hitman's
second-
Bodyguard's wife.
Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Oh, that okay? Because it was Hitman's Bodyguard, and then there's
the
Hitman's wife's bodyguard.
Bodyguard.
That's it. Okay.
But I forgot that movie came out.
That's clever. I like that.
You saw it?
I have not.
Oh,
I
okay.
like the how they.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the first one. So
Me
is the
neither.
first one good?
You haven't seen the first one?
No,
Was that
Hitman's-
Mike that I went?
Hitman's. Yeah,
I went and saw it
think
in
was.
theaters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You haven't seen... Oh, yeah. No,
No.
it's good.
It's worth watching.
Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds are in a movie together, and you didn't go see it?
No.
That's crazy. Or at least watched it now that it's on Redbox or probably streaming on one of the 5 things
It's.
you have.
I don't think it's on anything that I've got. Maybe been on HBO. I don't know why I didn't watch it. But here's the thing. Okay. I don't go to movies in movie theaters because it's so fucking expensive. So I only go to movies that I think are going to be
You're gonna get your money's worth.
heightened by going to the theater and seeing. Like the experience is going to be better. Marvel movies, action movies, stuff that you want to see a big screen, a lot of sound and stuff like that.
Dune.
Dune is going to be sick in theaters. Like that's one, and I know it's going to be on HBO.
I saw
but
the
I'm still gonna see
preview for
it.
Dune, and like it looked good. It looked good.
It
I'm
It
not.
looks interesting. I really like the cast.
I
So-
never watched the first Dune.
So my dad liked it, and he made me watch it like 2 or 3 times, and it is so long and fucking boring.
Nah.
Like I love sci-fi movies, and the thing that gets me that I can't stand of that movie, and who did that? Is that Lyncher?
It's David Lynch. Yeah.
So the thing that gets me in that movie is when they're talking to in their fucking heads, and it just
Right,
like
the exposition.
it just shows the character and like what he's thinking, and the character like is like talking in his head,
I always
and so
liked
it's
that.
just like him like staring.
Which I do love.
Like and then like the talking behind him, and it's just like so fucking weird, and it kind of
So-
takes me out of it.
So the previews of Free Guy. Free Guy was a good movie. I don't want to give you guys much more synopsis other than that. It was really good. It was really funny. Ryan Reynolds was great in it. The supporting cast. It has my favorite character from Stranger Things in it, which is the high school boyfriend that
Oh,
gets
nice.
shit
Steve?
on. Literally,
Yeah.
yeah, Steve. That he's shit on like the entire Stranger Things. Like he's not a bad guy. He is not a jerky jock.
No, he's not. At
He's
all.
like the coolest guy.
I actually
And-
think in that last
Fascinating.
season, he actually kind of
he
No, he
redeemed it.
fell in
I
love with a
agree.
lesbian, and it turns out she was a lesbian, and that really sucked for him.
well, even really
He gets shit on. He cannot find a woman.
in every season, he was kind of made out to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
In the like halfway through the first season, kind of redeems himself.
Right.
Yeah.
But then in the second season, he's kind of like, made to be a douche, but he's actually being really nice to what's her name?
Yeah.
Is it Susie? Is that the sister's
remember
name?
the
I can't
name.
remember the
I don't know.
sister's
It
name.
doesn't matter.
But yeah, and then the third season, he's like really cool with
A great guy.
what's the kid?
Well,
with
yeah, but he
the
shit
no
on. He's a
teeth?
nerd
Dustin.
now. Like
Dustin.
people are making fun of him and shit. And he's got that stupid job at the
The ice cream,
Right.
yeah. Doesn't he have to dress like a pirate in that? Yeah,
something like that.
like
Just so you
Chips
nerds
Ahoy
are
or
aware.
Yeah.
something,
Chips Ahoy.
or Scoops Ahoy.
Scoops Ahoy.
It's Scoops Ahoy. Anyway, yeah, but he's in it. That was a long way around. Anyways, good like actors. The movie was really, really good. I really loved Ready Player One. Ready Player One has some comedic moments, but is mostly serious. Free Guy is mostly comedic, and sometimes it's kind of serious.
I'm guessing that Ryan Reynolds is probably a lot of the comedy in this, and like in the Free Guy movie, where the comedy in Ready Player One was like all the like pop culture references.
It's not just Ryan Reynolds, and I forgot that I said that. Was it Taika Waititi?
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi is, I believe he directed it, but he's also the villain.
Let me see if he did. I'll look it up. But
But anyways, the previews was Dune, and then there was Let There Be Carnage, and then there was the new Wes Anderson flick.
Oh, what's the new Wes Anderson?
Oh God, it's like
I've not
the
seen this
French Connection in Liberty, Kansas. It was a long ass title,
Right, it's a Wes
Dude,
Anderson.
but
I've
it's got
heard
Bill Murray, and it looks just like a Wes
fucking
Anderson
Owen Wilson's
flick.
in it.
Yes,
Dude, it does. I've heard so many
all
good
I
things.
could think about, like I thought about Mike for the first time in like 4 months because that was like his jam.
No.
Right? Wes Anderson was his jam.
Free Guy was directed by Sean Levy, so Taika Waititi just acts in it.
Oh,
He's just the
okay.
director.
Well, he was really funny in it.
He's
so
Antoine.
Antoine, yeah, the bad guy.
You picked a good one for the date night. Green Knight was a little more heavy.
Was it?
Did you see it?
Yeah, I liked it. Me and Chelsea went to
Oh,
go
I
see
didn't
it.
know.
Oh,
realize you
see,
see
so we would have went and saw the Green Knight, but I got off work at 7, and Free Guy started at 7:30, and Green Knight started at 6:30, and then both showings were at 10 o'clock. The next showing, and I
Right.
was like, "Well, I ain't fucking doing that." So
What Green Knight? Run it down. Was it like don't give out plot details, but
it's definitely an old school Arthurian legend about what it is to be noble, what it is to be an honorable
oh,
person.
it sounds so fucking
It's
dope.
really good.
just
So-
based on that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the preview
What's
made it
the-
look just super dope.
What's
so.
the well? I mean, just like I love that kind of stuff,
There's
like
lots of-
medieval, like all that kind of stuff, like Game of Thrones,
Right.
fantasy type
There's
shit.
lots of awesome little elements that I love. Like there's the portrayal of King Arthur. He's an old man. He's like in his mid-50s, maybe early 60s. So seeing this king that everybody admires as a feeble old man was really cool to see. And then
Oh, that does sound
right, and then also how they handle magic. Magic just exists. So like they cut to what you know as Merlin. They never say it's Merlin, but it's the wizard in King Arthur's court. It's Merlin. So it's just like a guy with some face tats, and he just does a little bit of magic, and it's never really explained. It just exists in the universe.
because it exists.
It-
Is it
exactly.
a
Merlin's a
slow
wizard.
paced movie or how is it
Absolutely.
paced?
It is a slow paced movie. And they've combined a bunch of old Arthurian legends. So it's a bunch of kind of little stories combined into this one longer journey. And it's all about on Christmas, this Green Knight shows up and challenges the court to a game that any knight that can land a blow on him, he will then return that in a year to show that it's an honorable knight. So his name is Gawain.
Sir Gawain.
Yeah, which is I love it. It's an old school name. He ends up chopping off the Green Knight's head, and he rides off. He's like, "I'll see you in a year." So then a year passes, and then he has to do the honorable thing and ride out 6 days north to go get his head chopped off, essentially, because that is what he did to the Green Knight. So it's him going.
That doesn't make a lick of sense, but I love it.
Yeah, and that's what I told my wife after we got out. I'm like, man, they needed better games back in the day.
Yeah, it's like if you what if you land a blow on the Green Knight and cut off his hand, then you got to show it back a year later and get your hand cut off.
And that's what he said is like, be it a scratch or a mortal wound, I'll return it in a year. So Gawain could have just gone and tapped him with the sword, but to show that he is an honorable, fearless knight, he chopped off the head because that is what you do.
So I hope that he fights him or something. And he's like, "Fuck you."
So
I'm
Sir
not going- I'm
Gawain
not
was one of the
playing this.
lesser known, but he is 100% like on the. So we looked into this and like
He's a Knight of the Round Table.
Yeah, well, but see, the Knight of the Round Table is like different depending on from legend to legend
Right.
because some people think there were 13 knights, some people think there was only 7, and then there's others that are like, no, every knight in King Arthur's court was a Knight of the Round Table, and so there was like 400.
Right.
And so, but Gawain actually is, but most of these are nameless. Gawain is actually one of the names. He's just one of the lesser
So
known
I've
names.
done a lot of King Arthur research, and one of the things they say about that is that there were knights who held position at different times. Like sometimes a knight would die, and they would redo the table. They would add new people.
But like you've heard of Galahad, and
Yeah.
you've heard of
Lancelot.
like Lancelot, and then his
Fuck,
wife.
I used to know them all. Guinevere.
But anyways, Gawain is just one of those.
Lady Winifred shows up in the story, which
Oh,
is
okay.
a classic Arthur.
Man, I used to know all the knights, and now they're just like fucking classic Tyler. I can't
What's the
think of any
priest?
of the
Is
names.
Galahad the priest?
So Sir Percy is another Knight of the Round Table.
Percival.
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 Yeah.
Yep. So, Yeah, so that it's going. So it's
I'm a big fan of the show Merlin. It's on Netflix. The whole season's already out. It's like 4 seasons.
And this
is
movie,
Percival the who's the holy man? Is that Galahad or is that Percival?
No, who is that?
He has one.
Yes,
it's a knight, but he's like kind of crusader-esque type. Very.
I think is it Tristan?
I don't know. It's fine. Arthurian Legend's really, really, really cool. I mean, it's just like it's a fun that's a fun realm.
Mm-hmm. Very old storytelling.
Merlin, watch that show because it's cool. It's kind of cheesy because it's a sci-fi show, but it's got cool storyline and it brings in a lot of those Arthurian. Is that how you say it? Arthurian stories. But it's pretty dope.
So, yeah, some good fantasy. You'll love it, Tyler. It's great.
What did you eat?
I got a pepperoni pizza.
Nice.
Yeah, I usually go with like a burger and fries, but like I just got that when we went to go see the last movie.
I always just go we always spring for like the weird shit at Alamo.
I'm bummed at the reduced menu just because I liked all of the options.
I miss the mac and cheese croquettes.
Dude,
those are my favorite thing, and like they're gone now. So,
but I mean, maybe it'll come back. We don't know. I'm really okay. So I will say this: when we went and saw, what did we go see? Black Widow. They didn't tell us about the 18% like automatic gratuity, like the waiter didn't.
Right.
And so like we were all kind of floored by it. So this time the guy goes, "Hey, just so you know, there's 18% gratuity and this is what it goes to." He goes, "Are you okay with that before you order?" And so that dude got a big fucking tip. Because I was like, "Oh, fine."
What did he say that it went to?
Well, no, it's just the kitchen staff and the fact that like they're taking jobs that like have come and gone a couple different times,
right.
And so it's not. And they're working in a COVID world where they're having to clean a bunch of different ways and stuff, and it's just like it's gotten different. It's different. They need to be paid more. They're still getting wages. They're still getting server wages.
I would say that Alamo needs to be paying them more, but that's here nor there. Like I think it's
but the thing is so think about this. Alamo.
So think about this. It's a $14 fucking cheeseburger, Brandon.
I get you. I get you, Tyler. I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is just like what we talked about with Scarlett Johansson suing Disney. There's not as many people that are going to the movies. Their showings there were 6 a.m. showings 2 years ago at Alamo. They did breakfast and brunch.
I think they're only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
So it's significantly smaller, and so but I'm sure the rent didn't just decrease in that giant ass awesome location they have.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I think their profit margins have dwindled quite a bit, but they want to stay open and they want to give it a go and make sure they don't close down for a third time. So like. It's fine. If that 18% is going to the people, like I'll gladly pay the 18%. I paid 18% plus tip, so I tip too.
You guys think it's crazy that we're not like shutting back down, even though the Delta variant, like at this time, like COVID is worse now than it was this time last year, and we were completely isolated and shut down.
I don't want to shut back down.
I don't want to shut down either, but I mean, here's the thing: like, why did we shut down in the first place?
I think it was Sacramento.
We shut down because there wasn't a vaccine. There was no other way to combat the spread. Now there's a way to combat the spread. People just aren't doing it.
Yeah, no. I saw a graphic. It was like San Jose or Sacramento, or they showed the 5,223 people that were in the hospital, and the 5,209. So there's like 14 that had been vaccinated.
Right.
And then there was 5,209 that hadn't been vaccinated that were hospitalized.
All those,
and like, I gotta be honest, man, fuck it. Like, I don't want to shut back down.
All the anti-vaxxers though use those 14. Like, see, it doesn't work.
Right.
And it's just like, no, you fucking idiot.
Exactly. No,
Same thing with the people talking about the adverse effects from the vaccine. It's like, okay, that's less than 1% of the population that's been vaccinated. When you don't get vaccinated, look at the million of deaths that have happened now. Like that is the alternative.
Last week's final thoughts, I implored people that I don't particularly see eye to eye on most things to get vaccinated. I implored people that listen to this show to tell people that I don't see eye to eye on most things to get vaccinated, and that we needed to have this conversation in a completely like unpolitical means, that like just as a human being, like,
right.
I want to see my worst enemy get vaccinated, right? Like that's where I'm at. But if they're not going to get fucking vaccinated, like, just fucking let them do whatever the fuck they want. Like, I don't. Right. I'm just.
My thing is that the 14 people who are sick in the hospital. That sucks, and it's all these other fucking people's fault.
And they didn't get it from other people that were vaccinated. That's they
got it from the people who were unvaccinated.
Yeah,
and I know that they're saying to wear a mask, and I'm just going to go on record. I'm not fucking wearing a mask. Like, I got vaccinated, so I didn't have to wear a fucking mask. And I'm not going to go back to it.
I wear a mask to work every single day because the company said to.
Yep, same.
Yeah, well, they didn't tell me. Nobody's told me, so unless they tell me.
Well, you don't work at the same place I work.
All the local schools, colleges have said they're masking for the fall.
Yeah, they are. They're masking for the fall, which is fine because my kids,
they can't.
One, can't get vaccinated, and two, I don't control that environment.
Absolutely.
And so I don't know what kind of fuck sticks are sending their fuck stick kids to my kids' school.
You want them to avoid the facial recognition software.
I don't know. I just like
the bird drones.
The bird drones.
I just want, I don't know. It's like I want to send my oldest daughter in like a "Make America Great Again" hat, and I was like, okay, so now just walk down the school, and anybody that thumbs up or high fives you, don't ever fucking talk to them again, because those people will kill you.
Yeah, my buddy has he's like an 11, 12-year-old, and this 11, 12-year-old is a pretty vocal atheist, and my friend is like, you cannot talk like this. You're going to get your ass kicked at school. Don't ever say these things. Like, he also lives out in Marshville, so it's a much smaller community.
Yeah.
He's like, we can't talk like this super publicly out here. Like, you are going to get your ass kicked. It's like, why not? It's like, just listen. You're going to learn a lesson. Like, that's sad.
I don't know. The whole thing is just aggravating to me, but I don't know why I brought that up.
No, I know why you did.
I did see that Southwest Missouri has plateaued. We're not getting.
Well, Springfield finally reached 50% vaccination the other day. That's crazy how that fucking works, ain't it?
Well, I think it's also there was that everybody that wasn't getting vaccinated was going to get sick in those first.
The first
little bit, and then
we're such a small. Oh, you had a claw?
I'm out of clah.
No, it's a bad time.
It's a bad time to be out of the claw.
Bad time.
Sun goes down.
Claws go up.
That's right.
Always makes me think of vibranium.
This has been brought to you by White Claw and Texas Roadhouse.
Shout out to our sponsors.
In Alamo Movie Theater.
Draft House.
The Draft House.
Alamo Draft House.
Dude, I'm still tempted to buy that Star Wars poster. I've been from the Mondo Con.
Did you get? Are you still? Oh, you didn't get it?
It's $120 on eBay, and I don't.
What's it a poster of?
It's Darth Maul.
It's pretty sick. Grayson, the bots got him on it.
The bots got it immediately. It sold out in less than a second, and I was really pissed about it.
It was how much was it originally? $45, $60?
Yeah, I think $60 shipped.
Shit, can we go back into can we delve into old episodes? I saw on eBay today, I was looking that unboxed 1914 Axis and Allies. The cheapest one I found, completely wrapped, $525.
Oh, sell it!
I bought it for $98.
Sell it. Do you still got it? You still got it in the package?
Completely unboxed.
Both of them. He's got two of them. That's $1,000.
No,
you
I
opened
only
one.
got one. No. I only got one. I wanted to.
Oh, I thought you got two.
No, I only got one. I should have got one because I wanted to play it, but since I've bought it, I have not played one game of Axis and Allies, no matter what variant.
You said you're going to, though, right?
We are going to play, but we're not going to play World War I. We're going to play the old school World War II version.
Oh, I got you. So you're still not opening that one?
No. And now I don't think I'm going to. And Zatu Games, where I bought it from, shout out to Zatu Games, Great Britain's best game shop.
Brought to you by Critically Acclaimed. Brought to you by
Zatu Games. Zatu. They're out, and the dip in the price whenever it threw however many boxes it threw out in the open market's now gone.
Right.
And so now you buy a used copy for $360.
That's insane.
That's
hold it for 2 more years.
I know. I'm sitting there going, God, I'm sitting on a fucking gold mine.
But that's the thing. If they re-release or find some more boxes.
No. Here's the thing about Axis and Allies. Not that anybody gives a shit that's listening to the podcast about Axis and Allies, the board game, but I'm trying to think of who. There was a gaming company. Magic Wizards of the Coast were doing all of the Axis and Allies, and they have now released it back to Hasbro or Milton Bradley.
Okay.
I can't remember.
So-
and so nobody thinks anything's going to happen.
Right.
They don't know
You're
if
absolutely right
they don't know
about
if
that.
anything's going to come back.
Hasbro's not going to release it because it's going to be too small of a market to warrant even like booting up the machines. Whereas Wizards of the Coast could do a small,
Wizards of the Coast is
small run.
owned by Hasbro.
Okay.
Yes,
Hasbro
but
owns
Wizard of the
them.
Coast owned like all those Axis and Allies variants. Like they were the ones that were mass producing those. So like
I bet you they don't own the rights. They were just the ones who were making it.
they were
Right.
they were
And
making it. They
distributing
were,
it.
but they were also creating it.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
they were.
Yeah, they're because they
have.
have like Axis and Allies like card games and like they've got like miniature battles like kind of a lower scale Space Marines Warhammer and stuff. They've got stuff like that going
Warhammer
on and
40K.
stuff. And there was
is it
just
called
recently
40K?
like you
Because
can
it's 40,000 years into the future. Because there's regular Warhammer, which is elves and orcs,
Yeah.
and like fantasy stuff, which I don't think they make anymore. And then now there's Warhammer 40K, and it's 40,000 years
Yeah.
in the future, so it's spaceships and
Oh,
space.
oh
okay.
my god, there was a game.
Shout out Travis. He plays Warhammer. He loves that shit.
It's
I'd like to get into
well,
it, but it's-
did you?
it's a
Oh, you
learning
didn't go into the room, but we were at our buddy Jace's house. Shout out to Jace. But man, a lot of
It's the
shout outs.
shout-out
It's a
episode.
shout out. Shout out. No, I don't.
Shout it all out.
This is the wait. This is the shout song we thought of. We're totally 80s kids,
Yeah.
right? Because there is a song called "Shout." Shout.
Oh yeah, make me. Yeah.
A
No.
little bit softer now.
It's also from like the 60s.
I know, but it is by far
So I'm
the more
thinking-
popular shout song.
The shout.
I don't know.
The
So-
shout that I was singing was Disturbed, like 2001.
It's-
Oh,
it's
no, I'm singing Tears for Fears,
So
yeah.
the reason why we have that as a memory, there was that infomercial for like the CD of songs from the 80s, and that particular song was featured in it. So if you ever watch late night television, you heard 4 seconds of that song.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay,
you
just so
did.
you know, I know some obscure bands that sang different 80s songs.
Is it because
from
of
that
those?
exact infomercial? Because
Right.
I know that Damn Yankees sings High Enough.
Yep.
Can you take
Yep, I know it.
me
Yep, same exact
high enough? Sister Christian by Night
Yep.
Ranger. I
yeah.
remember that exact
More
infomercial.
more than words.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
More than
Is that Whitesnake?
No. Poison.
Poison.
Hold
Poison.
on, Sister Christian. Is that was that the theme for the Lost Boys?
Night Ranger.
No, the
Oh,
theme for,
that you're thinking of. You're that.
Cry Little Sister.
Cry Little
yeah,
Sister.
Cry Little
I was
Sister.
just listening to that this week at work, and I was like, "Hey guys, I got this song I'm going to put on. It's super strange, but like, it is the
Cry
perfect
Little
encapsulation
Sister.
of
It
Lost
hits.
Boys."
Somebody
You wanna
remade that.
Play the
again.
instrumental for Requiem for a Dream.
Oh God,
That's fucking great.
that was also used in every movie trailer from like 2004 to like 2010.
It was. I love it.
Requiem for a Dream is
That
a
was a
fucked
banging
up movie.
soundtrack.
It's one of the reasons I've never tried heroin.
Just don't
I
put
think
in
it
your
did
veins.
its job. Then
Yeah.
is it
yeah.
the reason why you've never tried a double-sided anal dildo?
No.
That's not the only reason.
Well, since we're on
Please
this,
tell me we don't like. Okay,
Since
just
we're on
just for a
this-
frame of reference, that happens with Jennifer Connelly when
since
she.
we're on this depressing topic, I just found out last week that the leading cause of death in America of people under the age of 50 is opioids.
Fuck,
It is,
that
that's so fucked.
actually,
it's not,
that
it's
doesn't
not
surprise
surprising,
me.
but it is super depressing.
it's really fucked up. The opioid crisis
Is still alive and
oh
well.
yeah, no, COVID is like minor compared to that pandemic, but
And that family's not getting in any trouble from it.
and just like no,
Not
they're
all
not.
like
They
it.
filed bankruptcy.
And the company's getting all the blame. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're just individuals. It's not our fault. The company
Yeah.
did all these things. What a bad
God,
company.
what's the last name of that? Is the Blake family?
I don't even know.
They
They don't
Explain
even
this
do-
again. What
they
is
don't-
this?
Okay, so there is actually a family,
Is it Purdue?
Purdue Pharmaceuticals, that created
Oxycontin. Yeah, I know. Okay, I know
Okay,
what's going on.
so there's just a family. There's a family that's basically in charge of that whole thing.
They
They,
were
basically
really- they knew that it
are
was-
they're the patient zero. The
Yeah.
buck stops here. Beginning of the opioid crisis, where they were like
Sell.
sell. Get the doctors, get in their pockets, have the doctors prescribe it for everything.
It's not.
There's
Here's
a,
like 150 million different things that you can prescribe that for, and they need to prescribe it to 60% of their customers. I guess that's about right, but I meant patients. And then at the end of the day, there it goes. Like it shot up from there, and it's super addictive.
There's a Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he plays as a pharmaceutical rep.
Yeah, Love and Other Drugs.
Yeah, but during the Viagra boom, he starts pumping Viagra.
I thought you were talking about the Matthew McConaughey one, Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
That's about the age.
But I love that movie that you're talking about. It's got Anne Hathaway in it.
Yes,
it's great. It's a great movie.
She ends up having some kind of sickness or something, right? Like,
is it MS?
Maybe, I don't remember, but he makes a shit ton of money though selling Viagra pills. Yep.
He's trying to sell a bunch of different things, and nothing works, and then they get into the Viagra market, that Viagra boom was a big deal.
It took off, yeah, and. Yeah, he's basically slinging it though. It's prescribe Viagra to anybody who needs it. I wonder what the side effects are of that. So,
I don't know. A real good time. That's the side effects of Viagra.
It has some benefits because Viagra was discovered because they were looking for a heart medication, and they found this one that worked, but the side effect was an erection.
Yeah,
and then they're like, let's take the side effect, and that is the main effect. That is what we're selling now.
That's what we want to happen.
Yep.
That's hilarious. So he's like, oh, we found boner pills. We're trying to cure heart disease. Found boner pills.
What a happy
best fucking thing we ever come up with.
Yeah.
We can sell this for a lot more money, too.
Yeah, right? And market it to everybody. I don't know. It's just the whole marketing of drugs.
It's so
how
weird.
that they allow them to be commercials on TV. And they list off all these. I know this is a comedy bit from everybody, but they list off all the side effects and shit.
Do you have headaches sometimes? Try Sildenafil. Sildenafil will alleviate those minor headaches that you get infrequently.
Side effects are diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, stomach pain,
spontaneous combustion.
I always find it weird when I see an advertisement for a schizophrenia drug. I'm like, this is 1% of the population. They kind of know.
What are you trying to sell?
And those people don't want to take those drugs.
Yeah, right. Those folks kind of know that what drugs they might need, or at least their doctors know. They're going to see a very specialized person. It's not like I'm watching TV one day,
or they're
do you hear voices?
Ask your doctor, and it's oh my gosh, I do sometimes feel X way about things. I should ask my doctor if I need Zoloft or whatever.
I should ask my doctor. No. So I've even seen one do you have extreme anxiety attacks? Do you suffer from extreme paranoia? Take this pill from a company you've never heard of with a long list of side effects. Your paranoia will thank you.
Or getting the drug advertisement that just says the name of the drug, but then nothing else. They're just a lifestyle
The
ad.
Antidepressants with suicidal tendencies always seem to get to me. I'm just I'm already depressed. I don't know that I want to off myself.
The Viagra commercials are the best ones, or the Cialis, because it shows a guy and he's out cutting wood and he's got a big smile on his face. And it's this guy just got some pussy. Look at him cut this wood. He loves it. All he can think about is the pussy he just got.
Oh.
He's going on a hike. Big smile. Got some pussy.
God. Does it make you cringe a little bit every time he says the word?
No.
Does that make you cringe?
Just in case you say got laid.
No, you got no.
Don't. Please don't.
That was one of my grandma's favorite words.
What, pussy?
Pussy.
You a pussy. My dad always
I used to say that and never had a cringe thing at all when I would call people pussies. Shut up, you pussy. It would never have given me any kind of a thought.
Woke. You're too woke
and now every time you say it, I'm please stop saying that. Please stop saying that. It makes me...
You're too woke, and you can't handle it.
I guess I am.
Should you not say panties? Is panties a
panties
trigger
is
word?
Fine.
No.
You've grown as a person, Brandon.
Panties is fine. Moist is fine. Moist has always been fine. Moist.
What if I said he got a piece of ass? Is that better?
I don't know. I said the other day, I was talking to someone at work, and they're in their early 20s, and they were talking about life, right, and adulting and all that stuff, and I was just I feel really, really worried about you, and they're why? And I'm because you're 20. Like when I was 20, all I cared about was getting drunk,
getting
getting
some
high,
pussy.
and getting laid. That's what I said. I was like, all I cared about was how drunk can I get, how stoned can I get, how can I get laid? Like that's all I had in my mind, and I
I had a
so
fourth
then I
one.
turned 21, and that was like I lived in a house with 2 other dudes, and like we threw kegers all the time, and I remember high-fiving and smiling a lot, probably because I got the pussy,
Got some pussy.
got laid. But I said it, and the second I said it, I like did a double take. Like, did I just say that? Like, that's fucked up. Like, and like, and so I'm sitting there going, I am a little bit more woke than I used to be, because I was like, that's fucked up. And then so I followed up with like, I was a real dirtbag though. So what do I know? You worry about your adult things, like I was like,
You're like, wait a second.
I'm not telling you to go out and get laid. I'm just telling you that like,
go live my trash
you
monster
should be.
life.
I'm sorry. Like I still think people in their early 20s needs to get out and
Absolutely.
Experiment, have more fun. Don't be sucked into the grind of life.
because the grind sucks. We're all in it right now.
And I never did
all
that.
of us are in the grind.
I was always grinding. I never had I always worked. Like I guess there was one time where I was on unemployment and I didn't really care to get a job, but that only lasted like 6 months
So
and then it was done.
it's that scene from Billy Madison.
And I had no money either the whole time.
When he shakes the kid's face and says, "Cherish it."
Yes.
Yeah.
We never realized that Adam Sandler all those years ago was talking to us. Cherish your
There's
time.
very few times in the world where like you feel like invincible. And I really think that like
From 19 to 22 was a good time for me. It was fun.
and I think everybody probably has those times, but like
Really
when
18.
I was like in high school, I felt invincible. Then I got out of high school, got into the real world. That kind of sucked for a while.
Yeah.
And then I kind of found some calling, I guess, of some sort. But then from 21 to like when I left for Iraq, about 22 and a half, 23 years old, actually probably 20 to 22, 23, I felt invincible again. I like went out and did whatever the fuck I wanted, whenever the fuck I wanted to do it. And it was great. And I was drunk a lot and I was stoned a lot. And I had a lot of different sexual partners, and that was awesome for that.
You got a lot of pussy.
I like stop saying that. But then I look back in there and I was like, I was super irresponsible. And I do remember like before I left for Iraq, I was like super fat too, because like you drink so much beer, you get super fat. And I was like, and I didn't really do a lot, like so I was like kind of had a sedentary lifestyle. So I got to Iraq, and my first sergeant even told me, he's like, I did not want you. He did not I did not want you on this team. But I lost like 30 pounds before we even got to Iraq. I lost another 40 in Iraq. Like I came back and I felt like I was significantly more of an adult.
It's like a whole person.
I still had like a fuck off phase until like the kids came, but like I had Amelia when I was 25. So like my oldest came when I was 25, and about that time I definitely like grew up quite a bit. There was a lot less partying and stuff, because I had a whole other human being to take care of.
You got priorities, yeah.
So when I'm talking to a 20-year-old that's like stressed out about like,
it's like go get
17
slammed,
different things, it's like, dude, like go do something stupid. Go wake up with a stranger. Go get too drunk.
Yeah.
Like take some friends. Make sure you're not in a stupid situation. Like it's just like go do something. Go dance on a fucking bar.
Experiment with some
table.
drugs or something. Try mushrooms or LSD or something.
Go give it some time.
Hey,
I mean, I'm
knew
not
you were
going to
gonna
condone telling people to do drugs now, but
hey,
yes.
I knew you were going to say that, and I was talking to my mom about this the other day, me and my brother, and she was asking about mushrooms, and she was like, "Why did you do that?" She's like, "I don't think I could ever do that to where I'm completely out of my mind." And you know what I told her, and this is completely true. Like experimenting with LSD, mushrooms, really anything, ecstasy, like any kind of those type of drugs. And out of all those that I named, don't try ecstasy, honestly. Probably not a good idea. Mushrooms is the safest thing. LSD is probably next if you know who you're getting it from.
Absolutely.
But, the most out of my mind I've ever been, you know what kind of drug it was?
What?
Like where I just didn't know my name, didn't know nothing?
Coffee.
Definitely alcohol.
Alcohol.
Like, I have never been like, that's the most fucked up shitty I've ever been, to where I've been like out of control, like just like a complete shit show, is when I'm fucking wasted. Like, those are the worst times for me. Like mushrooms true. and tripping, anything like that. Like, I never really got that. Like, alcohol. I never felt out of my head. Like, I always knew kind of what was going on.
Alcohol, you have that next day effect too, where you don't feel good the next day after you've been drunk. Like the whole hangover thing. The
other drug was Xanax. I lost a whole day one time on doing taking Xans, and that's when I realized, I was like, these things are no fucking joke. like these are not fun. Like, right. they might be like, they're medicine. No, they're not. You can't take 6 of them. Like, it fucks with you.
6 bars?
Like, no.
Oh.
But,
good God, 6 bars.
So, yeah, man, this has just devolved into something.
Yeah, it was just,
it's a good episode.
Shit show episode.
I drank a lot in high school. I liked drinking. I actually didn't smoke. I did not smoke as much pot as you'd think I did in high school.
I didn't either.
Or actually, I probably have never smoked as much pot as anyone thought I did, because I was always hanging out with the stoners, because I liked drinking. Right. Like, I was always like, just give me a 6-pack of beer and I'll be...
I never really drank. I never got super drunk in high school.
Drinking
I was always driving,
form.
So I always wanted to drink a little bit and just kind of relax, and then and then I wanted to go home, because I never wanted to be stuck somewhere.
Drinking was an art form to me, like, for a long time.
I know you talked about the hour of power and the 200 minutes.
Yeah, no, but that's like that's actually really minuscule. Like, I didn't even find, like, beer pong wasn't even that popular when I was playing high school. We played flip cup every once in a while, but like, you had to have a long ass table. And like, some people just didn't have that. So, I mean, there is probably about 30 different card games that I knew that I knew of that would get you drunk. We also would do like feats of strength and like shit. Like, no, like, I remember me and my buddy Josh. Shout out to Josh, not Josh the Republican. Well, he might be a Republican, but not the same Josh. But we did stuff called like beer braiding, and beer braiding was where we'd have 3 beers. And we'd slide them across the table to each other in a braiding fashion, and take a sip out of every beer as soon as it hits your hand. So you're going back and forth constantly. And then eventually you start tossing the bottles to each other, and you're juggling, trying to take a drink at the same time. It was all the rage at parties. I'm sure it got Josh laid at least twice. So, I mean, like, it was like, you get everybody, they're like, oh, look at what they're doing. And we called it beer braiding. I don't know why we called it beer braiding, but we did it a lot at parties. And so within like 45 seconds to a minute, you have drank a beer and a half.
Right.
Between the two of you. Now, in the COVID world, that would be a terrible
idea. Not a good idea.
We used to play
beer pong, flip cup, all that kind of stuff. So fun.
We used to play speed quarters, and we also used to play like a game called baseball with quarters.
What about Moose? Did you ever play a game called Moose?
Is Moose? Yeah, Bull Moose.
Where you have to like hit the ice cube tray and you like bounce the quarter.
Yeah.
And you got to try to the first one who gets all the way to the end.
Yep, that's another quarter game.
And if you make it in the end one, you have to say Moose.
Bull Moose.
Yeah.
We were always Bull Moose.
It was Moose.
There was a game called Presidents and Assholes, but my friend's variant was called Governor. Like we called it Governor. Yeah,
that's what we had.
There was a pyramid game, or the beer. People called it Pyramid, but we called it the Pyramid game. And I don't know why. Pyramid's a great name for a game, but oh my gosh, Circle of Death.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
Circle of Death was really fun. But the thing I think about with like speed quarters and stuff, and but we played a game called Landmines, and Landmines was fun. It was a quarters game, and you know what? I would love to like sit down and play Landmines again, but well, here you go.
I just don't drink anymore, man.
I know,
just, like, I say that I've drank like 2 White Claws.
Yeah, now, right. But so Landmines it was super easy concept. You have 2 beers. One's your drinking beer, and that you're just drinking casually as you're playing Landmines. The other one is the Landmines beer. Okay, so you are drinking the landmine every time you spin a quarter on the table, and you have to take a drink. Doesn't matter how much you drink. You can drink as little or as much as you want to. But then you have to set the beer down, and with the same hand, you have to pick the quarter up before it goes flat on the table. Right? So you spin the quarter, You drink, you set it down, you pick up the quarter. That's a successful mission. Okay, so drink as many or as few drinks as you want to with your beer. But once you get an empty beer can, you can now place that beer can on the table.
Okay.
Wherever you want. Making it harder and harder for people to spin the quarter because the playing field gets less and less at the same, because once it hits the beer can, most of the time it doesn't flick off, and most of the time it just goes flat. And so by the end of it, you've got like 40 fucking empty beer cans all surrounding, and you guys are barely like, you have to get good at like dropping the quarter and like being able to like spin this quarter in like a 6-inch by 6-inch area, and then you do that a couple times, somebody sees you, and so they stick a beer can on top of that spot, and you're like, fuck. And if you mess up and it goes flat, you have to start over again until you do it successfully, no matter how many times you fail. So if you're not very good at quarters, you could drink 3 beers in one game or like one turn, because as there's more. And I just remember playing that game for like,
that's a game where you're getting fucked up.
Fucking out. That's what I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Drinking was an art form.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, how much can you drink?
I would just drink. Some nights would get way worse than others. I was always the driver. And even though that stupid young Tyler would drink and drive a lot, I always try to make sure that I was coherent. And I know that sounds like, oh, everybody says that. But no, like I was the guy who like, oh, I'm only going to drink like 2 or 3 beers. I'm going to quit like an hour and a half, 2 hours before we're leaving. That way I know we're going to get home. And if I was like drinking real heavy, like there's no telling how we got home. Because a lot of times I wouldn't drive. If I didn't think I could drive, I wouldn't drive.
I definitely drank too much quite a few times. And I definitely puked at least half a dozen to 10 times due to alcohol. So I drank. There was probably portions of my life where like, you could have argued that I had a problem. You know,
the worst that I was is when I lived really close to a bar. It was Marty's Sports Bar. Shout out Marty's. They was right down the road from me, and I would go up there, and they would have like $5 pitchers, and I would drink like 2 or 3 pitchers a night.
Only a couple times have I gotten just completely shit faced at a bar. It's expensive to get drunk at a bar.
Dude, I was spending $15 to $30 a night in that place.
Yeah, like so 3 to 6 pitchers,
like 3 to 4 nights a week.
Yeah,
like, I'll get drunk out at a bar at vacation, but that's like
vacation drinking is different.
No,
and also like
it's expected, and if you don't get drunk on vacation,
like,
you're not doing it right.
I'm sad that Tyler, because for our draft, which is 2 Sundays from today. 2 weeks from today is our.
I'm gonna have to work, and like
you're gonna have to work on Monday, so you're gonna have to go.
I was gonna have it off, but I'm switching jobs, so like it kind of sucks.
But it's sad because downstream is really the place that we let loose.
It really is, and I'm not gonna really be able to
because there's a bed underneath the same roof that you're drinking in.
Yeah,
so it's got a lot of the like
it's easy to get back
loveliness of a house party. I also have a penthouse suite that particular day in a private giant king size bedroom attached to that giant suite.
That's awesome.
That's what happens when you're the boss, champion and commissioner. But you know, it is what it is. I'm sure I'll wake up and go, oh, it doesn't matter how comfy this bed is.
I'm still old.
I feel miserable.
That's awesome.
Hell, I mean, we're all so old now. We may all be in bed before midnight. Who the fuck knows?
Dude, there's no telling. Like you probably won't be because like you're there, but I would imagine that some of those guys, those old boys, like
got an early start in the morning.
They'll be headed to bed. Like, I've been going to bed pretty early anymore though. Like it's just like I don't stay up. I've learned that I like sleeping actually. Like I used to stay up really late, but I don't really do that too much anymore. Too.
I hate because my body so I will say that my body adjusts to sleep like super weird. Like this whole last week, I stayed up way too late one night and didn't get much sleep. Right, and so then the next night. I had my kids, and about 9:30, I'm sitting there watching something with my oldest, and I fell asleep. And I woke up at like midnight. It was like I took a nap. And so I couldn't go back to bed. Yeah. So then I went to bed at like 3 and woke up at like 6:30 to go to work. And I was like, okay, somewhere in there I got some sleep. Like, you know, I got like 6 hours of sleep in 2 different spots. But the problem is that by the time I got off the next day, I'm sitting there at like 9:30, 10 at night, and I fall back asleep. Right. This time I woke up at 1 a.m., couldn't go back to bed till 4, woke up at 6:30, went back to work, and was like, and my body was just like, okay, this is what we're doing now. So I got to watch a lot of cool stuff. Like I watched the 3 episodes of Titans. Like I watched What If. Like we watched all those cool the cool things that posted. I also watched just like a couple movies that I've seen a million times, I'm sure. But
yeah, my wife always says I live a second life because she goes to bed and then I stay up. Like I usually go to bed at like 2 a.m. and then wake up.
I
at
used
7.
to do that, and I don't do that anymore.
I like that second life. Like I like that. Like I love Randy and I love spending time with Randy, and I don't think we spend enough time together, but I do cherish the like
alone time,
the like couple
Me
hours
time.
when everybody goes to bed that I'm just like king of my own castle.
What's funny is everybody that I know that's a morning person always talks about they love the stillness of the morning. That's why they wake up early. It's like, that's why I stay up late.
Yeah, because the stillness and the quiet of the night.
I'll do that too. Like I like to wake up
The whole
like a
world's
couple hours
asleep.
before anybody else does. I'll put on a pot of coffee, turn on the computer. I'll play. I
love going to. Do you guys like going to Walmart at night? Like
Yeah.
I do that a lot. Like go grocery shop at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Nobody's
or when it was
there.
24 hours. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's 24 hours anymore. But
No, it's not. But I used to. It's not. Most of the time they close at 11. It's one of the downfalls of COVID. Just one of many.
One of many. All of Western society's the top one. Then
but
Walmart
it's
closing at 11.
it's great. Like I just I like that time where it's just me. Nobody's asking anything of me. I don't have to be anywhere for a couple hours.
Right.
See,
Or
I hate
don't-
the morning because I hate the dread of waiting to be somewhere. It's just like, fuck, I just want to go. I don't want to get doing something.
No, that's no.
I hate it.
I will play.
I like just like waking up. Like I'll lay in bed
I can't
until
do that.
I'm
I'm ready to
ready to
wake up and
7:15. I will be like they had Black Ops 4 on PlayStation Plus for free. So like if you looked at like the times that I play Black Ops, like if there was like a log
Yeah,
of when I'm
right.
playing, it's like, well, the dude plays like 11:30 at night to like 12:45 sometimes. But then he also has a lot of logins from like 6:30 in the morning to 7:15 in the morning. And it's like, and I have noticed that early morning players.
Yes.
suck
I was getting ready to talk about
or
that.
good.
No, go ahead.
So I like playing late at night because you're basically a different part of the world's awake, and you're playing with just completely different people, like usually
Yeah.
non-Americans, and sometimes I found not as good of players. So
Exactly.
I am better.
My kill death ratio in the late night games
Better than the
is
morning.
like twice as good.
Right. I also feel the late night folks are probably like drinkers or stoners.
Yeah.
So they got like a couple elements
Maybe
down.
I don't really know how to explain it, but like it's
Being a stoner could be like
It
a
might be a
performance
performance
enhancer.
my KD is like 3.0
Now there's
at
times
night, and it drops down to like 0.96 in the morning.
there's
I get
times
so frustrated.
I'll get home from work like around like 6 and like get onto like Escape from Tarkov. That's the game I'm playing, and I just get my ass kicked.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm gonna wait till all these folks go to bed
Yeah.
and get back on because obviously all the sweaty
I'm the
people are
king
out.
of these losers.
All the
but-
sweaties.
All the sweaties are out during at 6.
They're the ones who are like, oh, we got a team, we got to level up. It's like my brother.
Right.
They're like, oh, we got to level up. We got to complete this mission by the end of the month.
Right. I like getting sweaty too.
Get these points.
It's
Get
just-
that gun skin.
Man, there's some folks out there
Gotta get that gun skin.
that put a lot of time.
It's so annoying.
A
It
lot
makes
of time.
it makes no sense to me. It's just like, oh, we got to work these levels. Need to get these done. Get these characters unlocked so we can unlock the levels with those characters.
I don't like this gun, but I have it in pink now.
Yeah.
Right,
And you're
right.
like, do you even use that gun?
No,
I mean, no, but now I don't use it.
and it's in pink.
Right.
But no, I don't use it because it's pink.
Yeah.
You fucking.
Oh my God. People are crazy. Okay. So we're about there. This has
Yeah.
been a good episode, guys. I've had a lot of
been
fun with this
fun.
episode.
The
It's been fantastic.
The unfortunate news is that we're going to be taking a break, and it's going to go on hiatus for a little while. And we don't know if we're coming back. We'll be real honest.
It's
We might do some just to kind of preface the future of Critically Acclaimed. We might do some like movie reviews or something like that moving forward. But we're going to end the weekly podcast, and I honestly don't know when we'll be able to do it. Like when we'll be back, because like if we'll get to any of these movie reviews,
Yeah.
Brandon, let's let him know the reason why we're.
It's
why
my
we're doing
fault.
this. It's not
my
Brandon's
fault. No,
fault at all.
It is my fault.
There's several different things. I've been talking to Grayson about it because like time is of the essence for everyone, and we all have our own things that we want to do. And the podcast is fun, and we can dedicate time to be able to do it and hang out with everybody. And that's a lot of fun. And it's fun with their fans and the interaction. Like, a lot of our friends and stuff listen to it, and it's fun to, like, hear them talk about it and stuff. But it's really the only time we need to work on it. And, it like, for us to grow, it makes it really hard that we don't really have a lot of time to work on it to do that. Like,
I would say that Grayson, who devotes probably twice as much time to this podcast, if not longer, is probably just like I probably devote 20 minutes outside of Sundays to this podcast.
Maybe I do like an hour,
maybe.
and like Grayson does probably 2 hours.
Early on, it was a few hours, and it's just dwindled from there. Grayson, the producer, that makes the whole damn thing run, like he obviously puts a lot more into it because he takes this raw episode and then turns it into something that's worth listening to. So,
but even that, like I know that don't take you a lot of
Right.
time, but it's still time consuming.
Exactly. So we're just I'm running out of time. It is, don't let Tyler fool you. It's totally my fault.
It's not.
I'm the one that brought it up.
It's not, because I was going to have to switch everything around with the timing and stuff with my new job and the filming, and it's just really not going to work with the hours and stuff.
As all parents say, it's not one big thing. It's just a bunch of little
It's
things.
a bunch of little things. Yes.
But I want
We had a
unacclaimers.
We set Grayson down. We're like, Grayson, are your parents divorced? And he's like, yeah. And we're like, okay, this would be easy then. You've had this
Yeah,
talk.
exactly. So now that we've had that conversation with Grayson, we've kind of lit it out. I just want to let the unacclaimers know. The ones of you, some of you, this will be the 32nd episode that you've listened to. Some of you guys probably have listened to some episodes twice, which is fantastic.
That's awesome.
That's great. And I'm talking specifically to you guys right now.
Yeah.
Shout
out Ashley. Shout out Harmony. Who else? Who else you got?
Oh no,
out
Alexa,
Josh the Republican.
Maria, Nathan.
Shout out
have all
Josh
listened.
the Republican, the only
Republican.
guest, the one and only guest.
Josh the
Critically
Republican,
Acclaimed.
Andy,
We should
Andy
get-
C. Let's see.
We need to get Josh's certificate.
Moose. Shout out Moose.
But anyways, you guys have listened to us all 32 episodes, and I just want to tell you guys that.
Shout out my buddy Tyler for
Jesus,
loaning us the
man.
microphone.
All right, you keep going.
cords.
Keep going.
Shout out Jay for loaning us the microphones.
Jay has not listened to one episode.
he listened to one. Yeah, he listened. But I mean, he did loan us some equipment.
I'm
so,
saying
I mean,
we
like,
shouted out a lot of people that have no idea that they're getting shouted out.
You know what?
This whole episode.
but it's out there in the ether, and so like good karma will come from it.
So can I finish what I was saying?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go fuck yourself.
Jesus.
Shout out Brandon.
Shout out Brandon.
Yeah. Anyways,
Shout
I
out,
just wanted
shout
to
outs.
thank you. I just wanted to fucking tell you thank you. You guys are tops. You guys are the tits. That's
Everyone who listened every week, and I know there's like 10 people like pretty consistently who listen every week. It's pretty cool that you guys did that. It sucks that you didn't share anything or like our shit anymore than what you did. But thank you for at least listening.
Okay,
We definitely appreciate that.
I wanted to end this on a positive note, but you're like,
It's
you
all
know,
your
I was
fault.
like, guys, it's not your fault. But really, honestly, like if you just shared this, if you really found us that enjoyable that you listened to 32 episodes of us and you don't have one fucking friend to share us to,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me?
So, like
Jesus, man, like do you know what would happen if we had, I don't know, 50 subscribers, 60 subscribers?
Brandon may
we
not-
wouldn't be fucking quitting. That's the
yeah, we may not have quit. Like if you guys are bummed out, know that it's partially your fault for not liking and sharing.
all jokes aside, I appreciate anyone that's taken the time to listen to the podcast for any amount of time. Even if you just took the time to listen to this podcast to realize that you don't like this podcast,
Right.
that's totally fine.
And you know, this was something that we tried doing like 4 years ago. And if we may have done it and been more prepared, it may have been something different. And it kind of we wanted to see this through, and I
Yeah.
think we did. I think it's seen through. And again, this may not be the end. We may come back with some like one-off stuff and stuff. We have the channel, we have the outlet. Keep following and looking. You know, one of these days you might see a new episode pop up in there. You never know.
There are a ton of things that ended after 1 year, one season, that people didn't watch, that 5 years later, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe
Firefly.
We are the Firefly of
the podcast. Yeah,
we are the Firefly.
They'll be like, oh
of
shit, this podcast blew up.
What's that one that you always talk about?
This is the one that
HBO. Lovecraft Country. It's canceled.
Yeah.
It's not. It's only going to be a one.
That sucks. That's so good.
Right.
Man.
We are the Lovecraft
Country. It got nominated for a bunch of great. Was it Emmys?
Yep.
Yeah, a bunch of Emmys.
There was that one show with Pamela Anderson, and it was a bookstore. I think it was called Stacked. We're the Stacked of podcasts.
I've never seen Stacked.
So. No, it was truly awful. That's why I only lasted one season. No, we're not the Stacked of podcast.
Maybe we are.
Maybe
that's
we are.
The problem.
But
in that case, thank you guys, the 10 people who are listening all the time. That's
guys,
awesome.
if you guys could all, since you guys have an opening now with podcasts, go ahead and just jump on to Joe Rogan or Ross Bolin and tell them that Critically Unacclaimed sent you. I'm sure they'll appreciate that bump. That
20 person. They're like,
I know that
20 people. They also come from Critically Unacclaimed.
Now I know that Joe and Ross are sitting there going, "Thank God," because these guys were going to be real competition in a couple of years.
Yeah,
like the Roman Empire. They were trying to figure out how to consolidate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were like,
I'm
sure they were really worried, and we didn't get that one episode that hit Joe Rogan numbers. Maybe it'll be this one. We talked about literally Dick today.
This is probably
we didn't even do the.
This is our last chance. So. Number 32, the Marcus Allen going out.
Guys, I really appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys over the last 32 weeks, and this has been a lot of fun, and I hope that we put out some sort of content.
Absolutely.
We could leave all the pages up, might as well, right?
Yeah,
they'll stay active. Probably
honestly, you can find the Dole Kemp 1996 presidential website. The campaign website for Bob Dole and Kemp, from 1996 when he got blown out by Bill Clinton. If you can find that website, I think we can leave our podcast shit up.
Maybe.
But we're gonna have to get rid of something because it costs $10 a month.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of. No, we're gonna keep Podbean. I'm gonna keep these up for a little while. It's worth the investment.
So we may be back. We may be back then. Who knows? Who knows?
Was there anything do you guys have any final thoughts? Do you guys have anything else to say?
My only final thought is with the pandemic, kind of following on Brandon's final thoughts of last week, is if you haven't noticed by now, nobody gives a shit about you specifically. They might act like they do. They might say that they do, but you can definitely tell that they don't. People aren't wearing a mask, and the people who are anti-vaxxers, nobody's listening to what you fucking think. Nobody fucking cares. If they're on the other side, then everybody thinks you're an idiot. Sorry.
Where was this passion the other 32 episodes?
I don't know. But anyway, that's it. Notice if you don't work for it, you're not going to get it. On top of that,
you're always that angry, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. I'm like Banner.
Right. Yeah, right. He's just more and more
I'm
angry.
Always angry. But you gotta. If you don't work for it yourself, nobody's gonna give it to you. That's the only thing. So,
what is dead may never die. If you need something plugged in, let me know.
Is that it? Are we done?
So, season ones, the people that get canceled on season one after season one, they never know they're going to get canceled. So there's never a finale. So there's not. So that usually the show's left on a cliffhanger. I even think Firefly's kind of left on a cliffhanger. You're like, oh man, what's going to happen next? And you're like, I don't know. And so it really sucks. And so it's great that you guys got we got that finale. So I'm just going to leave you with just probably the single most profound thing that anyone's ever said to me. You guys don't know me when you got family.
Straight to the stage, they love me. I understand they hungry, but please don't hate, that's ugly. I've been sliding, shaking, moving. I've been popping in my city. Shawty say she love the way we do it with me. I be too turned up to ever give a fuck. I ain't come to argue, let a nigga fuck. They been talking pennies, I need bigger bucks. About to catch a flight, I need to switch it up. Got that black boy joy, might do my dance on him. Take no disrespect, might put my hands on him. Hit this chicken, now she wanna marry me. But she gon' need some closure and some therapy. Came back to the city with my bank account on F. Giving rappers hell, I know they happy that I left. Hit the south in winter, I just put down my deposit. 82 degrees, I left that jacket in my closet. Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'ma flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up. Hey, look, came in with the what's that? Left out with the who she? Laying game like 2D, I been kicking shit like Bruce Lee. Margarita to the brim tip, black denim need a slim fit. Same people that I flex with be the ones that I'm in the gym with. I'm a living legend, you a dead cause, and I'm dead ass. No, I'm dead right. Leaving early, but I'm here night. Long and short to keep the head right. Teed up out in Malibu, got sand all in my good shoes. Press a nigga with the pessimism, but I only came for the good news. I am the show that they came for, hitting the target I aim for. We been discussing the contract, just telling they get what they paid for. I am not fucking with poverty, really it started to bother me. I need the yacht with the property, they come with the view that you gotta see. Came up from the basement, hit the rooftop with a passion. Bad bitch with some good credit and a good sense for the fashion. Dope blowing with the left hand, ass gripping with the right hand. Uber share to the airport, I'ma hit you back when my flight land. I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'ma flick up.